Hey, Mr. Nowicki here. I'm here with part 2 of the drawing file video. This is your drawing file. What you're going to be doing is producing a CAD drawing so that I could take this drawing and reproduce this product based on the CAD drawing that you provide. So this is what you'll be creating when you build projects and such. This is part of the manufacturing process. So in the exploded view sheet, I can click new sheet here, change the name of this. I'm going to call this, let's see, assembly views, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my assembly, and here's that. I'm going to click open, and then I'm going to click here, and maybe just add some cool different views so that you can see how that goes. So, and if I double click on the bottom one, I believe should be able to color each of these in. Make sure, see how you get the red dots around here. I double click within that red, color these in. Okay, and these are just, again, different views of the puzzle so you can see kind of how it goes together. Alright, so now I'm going to go down to my exploded view, and this is where I'm going to grab my animation, also called my presentation. And let's see, okay. And I'm going to actually make that significantly bigger. Alright, so that's the puzzle. An exploded view so you could see the different parts. And again, I'm going to double click here, make sure it's colored in. And then I'm going to actually add some information. I'm going to add the parts list. And when you click on that, again, that's on the annotate tab, and then it's parts list. And then what you want to do is grab your assembly file, and then you're going to click OK, and then OK. And you're going to add it right towards the bottom here. That's fine. And then I can rearrange this. So what this is saying is the different items 1 through 5, and then it's telling you how many quantities. And then if you want, you could double click in here. You might have to actually hit escape, and once you escape and then kind of come out of it and then double click, it should pop up, and then you can go ahead and change, add the description. So I can type in here whatever information I want. Okay, so you can add those descriptors there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some balloons. So I'm going to click balloon, and then I'm going to click on this part and come over here. And it's kind of weird. You have to click once and then click and then right click. And that'll be, so that you can see right here, this is part 4, and that's dark green. Alright, and then I can click this here, and come over here, continue. Yeah, I guess this version they fixed it. There was a little bug in the last version where you had to do it twice, otherwise when you clicked continue, the balloons would disappear, so you had to click it twice. But whatever reason, they fixed it, which is great. So if you notice, I have part 1 is my red part, but if I look over here, it technically says part 4. So if I wanted to, I believe I can technically change this. Alright, so now it's part 1, and then my part 2 says part 3, but I can change it so that it kind of lines up, so it's not confusing to the viewer. Alright, and then let's see, part 3 is the black piece, and then my dark green piece is 4, and then part 5 is my light green piece. And then if I click OK, now it kind of all makes sense. So if I look over here at this balloon, it's part 1, I come over here, part 1 red. Number 2 is blue, part 2 blue, right? So that makes sense. And that's it. I think even if you wanted to, I believe you can change, if I say, I think it's table layout. Nope. So it's not table layout, but if you right click and go to column chooser, I can click description and remove it and say OK, and then apply. Okay, so now it just has my item number, my quantity, and my part number. If I don't have a description, I don't need to have it. And that's it. That should be pretty much your drawing file. And if you wanted to fancy it up, you could add base view. You could come grab your assembly here, and let's see, we can actually change this. So what I did here, I went to base and I grabbed my assembly. And what's cool is you can actually change your view. So let's say I want some views of the backside, then I can come over here, and whenever you go towards the corner, it's going to be an isometric view. All right, and that's just flipped. And then I can click OK. And I want to get rid of the center one, so I just again make sure the red line, the dotted line around it. I can click delete. And then I can go back in and color these in. And click OK, double click, go to here, the shaded view. And then if I want, I can move this down a little bit. And even move that up. If I hold shift and click them all, I can move them all together. So that's kind of a cool cover sheet. And then I just want to make sure that I have a sheet for each of my parts, right? So technically, right, that's one of the parts, that's two of the parts. I need to have 3 more sheets for that. I have my assembled views, and then I have my exploded view with my parts list. All right, so you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 more. You should have 8 sheets to your drawing. Save it with your last name. Actually, I forgot one thing. Before you submit it, make sure you save it first, and then you're going to go to File, and then you're going to go to, I believe it's Export, and then PDF. And then you have to click, you absolutely positively have to click Options, and you want to have all sheets, and then click OK. And then you're going to also save it as a PDF drawing, right? So you already saved the DWG file, and then you're going to do the File, Export, PDF, Options, all sheets. Because when you print it then, when I go to print it out for you to put in your notebook, all the sheets, by default it only picks the whatever sheet you're on to print. That's why you have to click Options, all sheets.